Welcome to the Zwartkops International Raceway west of Pretoria for the South African Rotax Max Challenge Finals. In the Mini-Max Championship, it's going to be a battle between Troy Snyman, Matthew Morrell and Jason McBeeve, with Mohammed Wali with the outside chance to capture the championship. Matthew Morrell qualified fastest ahead of Troy Snyman, with Mika Abrams the surprise in the top 3, Mohammed Wali in 4th place ahead of Jason McBeeve, and in 6th, Ghazi Motlakar. Talk to me, coming here, commanding lead, and what you have to do this weekend to get your title.
Well, my plan is going to be try get in front, stay in front, and run away, hopefully.
What do you think, and I'm talking, what do you think made this season change so much for you as a driver?
I think for Wesley being my coach, is an excellent coach, gives me the best engines. I can thank him for that.
How much value is there to your international driving?
Well, a lot. I like to go overseas to try and compete in the best drivers of each country to see who's the best of the best. Yeah.
You now have a huge advantage. You have won a big international event at SARMC. Talk to me about that circuit.
It's a very hard circuit, a couple of 180s, tight hairpins, but I think it was a good race. I definitely couldn't have done it without Wesley.
What do you have up your sleeve for this weekend?
Well, qualifying was great. I think to get to first, I must just defend a lot, because Troy is a very aggressive driver, and Mohammed. So we just need to keep calm. Yeah.
Do you think the Gauteng guys will have an upper hand here at Zwartkops?
Definitely. As you see, top 3. There's 2 Gauteng people and 1 KZN. So I do think it will play a part, yes.
But tell me what you need to do to get the championship.
Inshallah, I have to start off with thanking God for getting my engine good and my setup. I qualified 4th. My kart was pushing a bit, so today, the first race, I must just defend, inshallah.
Who are the guys to watch out for, and do you think the Gauteng guys will be able to keep the other guys out?
Yeah, inshallah, me and Matthew, me and Troy will drive away from the rest of the pack, and then we'll fight.
Troy has been in very, very good shape this season. Is he the one guy that you have to beat?
Yeah, inshallah, I'll beat him.
In race 1, Troy Snyman crossed the line first, but then was disqualified after he was found to be 200 grams underweight. The win then went to Matthew Morrell, Mohammed Wali 2nd, Mika Abrams in 3rd, and Jason McBeeve in 4th place. The disappointment was huge for Troy Snyman coming off the track after winning race 1, which should have given him the championship when they discovered that they were underweight. After the dominance of the first 3 rounds of the season, he would have had to put the disappointment behind him, come out on Sunday and win all 3 heats to secure the championship.
We go to the first race of the day, which is Mini-Max.
200
and
grams.
it is Troy Snyman who's on pole position by the looks of things. Well, actually, I've got 599 there, so I don't see Troy Snyman.
Yeah, there's a bit of a switch up
599, 519 is Matthew Morrell. Where is Snyman? Because that's right, he's going to be starting from the back because he got disqualified for the 30. So we'll have to watch for him coming through. That'll be 544. But as they head down towards turn 1 now, we're under green. And it looks like it is a good start. No one being called back there to sort things out as they head down in there. Nice little start there from Matthew Morrell. Also a good start from Ghazi Motlakar as they head down for the first bit of outing. But it is Mohammed Wali who we expected to be at the front end, and he'll be looking to try and fight this out now and secure himself that seat as they go down into the tunnel for the first time.
Yeah, that was a very nice and smooth cut in there by Matthew Morrell. Mohammed Wali mustn't have seen him, can him?
A nice start as well coming out of Mandla Mlangeni. Look at where he is. He's already slotted up into like second and third place. They're fighting hard with Morale. Morale side by side, and Mlangeni dives through there, and the FA cart man moves up one position up into second place, saying, come on, let's go. We got to go and catch that man. And they all realize that they've got to catch Muhammad Wali, because if Muhammad Wali gets a chance to get away, he's a very difficult driver to beat.
Ooh, it's about the bigger picture. Very mature outlook there from Mlangeni. Let's see if some of the guys behind him actually follow through. Doesn't look like it. We've got to move on the inside there on Mandla Mlangeni. He just lost out to
Manny Morale.
Yeah.
Right from the word go, we're looking at, of course, a 12-lap heat here for the first heats. The third heats, they go up between 3 and 5 laps, depending on the size of the carts and, of course, the size of the fields and the ages of the carts. So, in other words, here in Minimax, we start with 2 12-lap heats. One was yesterday, one was today. And, of course, yesterday's one was won by Troy Snyman. But as I mentioned earlier on, he was disqualified. Matty Morale was second. Muhammad Wali was third. Mika Abrams and Jason McBeath were the top 5. Now, those 5 drivers literally are sitting in a situation where there's a possibility that they could be the guys to watch out for. Right now, Morale is applying pressure. Muhammad Wali soaking it up. And it looks like Wali is up for the challenge here and looking for a chance. Behind them, though, keep an eye out on that 579 cart, because there's definitely an opportunity for Mandla Mlangeni to throw a thorn amongst the roses here.
And they all seem to have the pace too. I mean, I'm impressed with how Matty Morale is able to keep with Wali, especially up the hill. I wonder how engine performance is also going to look for the day, given that it's much cooler, a lot much cooler air. You got more dense air going into their engines, so they do have a bit more power on hand than on a typical hot day in Pretoria.
Yeah, this is really nice. Absolutely amazing stuff so far as they head down into the crossover. As they head up towards the big double left-hander. Now, a lot of guys have tried in the past to make some outbreaking maneuvers right in the closing stages of races. Now, there's already a couple of guys starting to sort things out. New leader heading down towards turn 1. Looks like we've got a new leader. And busting through there. Yeah, Morale just putting a great little maneuver on there. Muhammad Wali opened up the door, excuse me, and said, thanks very much, I'll take that one. If you're going to open the door, you don't want to do that to Matty Morale, because he is certainly looking to fly the flag higher for the Brill Art team.
Exactly, and Muhammad Wali is a man of extremes. He either shuts it completely or opens it very wide, and Matthew Morale kind of read the signal there. He saw that it was his for the taking. But Mandla Mlangeni just lost out to someone there. I believe a cosmic cart. I'm yet to see who that is.
Oh, Wali back up. And he clips the curb. Muhammad Wali with a big move up there and clipping the curb, and here comes the Cosmic, as you were saying.
That's
great, but I think that might be Troy Snyman. Yeah, Troy Snyman, who's already made his way up. Can you believe that? From the back of a field of 15 carts, he's only taken 3 laps and he's into second place.
Wow,
showing that he's got some incredible pace. Remember, this is a man who's just come back from a victory in Italy and is about to leave after this round and after today to head to Italy for another 7 weeks of international competition. Oh, wow. So literally 7 weeks in Italy, back-to-back competitions, leading into, of course, Sarno in Italy.
Oh, he's going to be nice and prim and proper for Sarno, very much prepared.
I think Muhammad Wali could be in a bit of trouble there, because Wali seems to be dropping back and doesn't have an answer to those 3 carts that are now ahead of him.
Exactly, nothing reflective of his early pace. We'll see if he has he's going to have to be very defensive looking at Motlekar if he is gaining on him as fast as we think he is. But he looks to be closing in on Mandla Mlangeni's bumper there. We'll see if there's any action or any profits from that.
Mlangeni's maybe just easing up slightly there, trying to just get another kart to play with, because remember, in karting, you'll know, because you've driven in karts so many times, it's nicer to work with somebody and have somebody to work with to make your way up through the field. If you're on your own, like Troy Snyman was, he's now got one more kart to get to the front, and hasn't taken him a huge amount of time. Diving through, there it is, right on cue.
Nicely done.
Perfectly done.
Nicely done.
Sets it up, and Matty Morale goes with him. He tucks right behind him and says, right, if you're going to go, Troy, I want to be with you, because I do not want the 3 karts behind me to catch us.
Very level-headed there from Morale. No panic, no dancing around as Troy Snyman made the move. He knows it's a long game in any case, Greg, so he's going to keep his head very, very much cool. But I'm impressed at seeing how Mandla Mlangeni also is going to try and keep with one Muhammad Wali. He's probably not going to do anything too dramatic. He knows there's quite a few laps to go, actually. But there he is just starting on the outside there. I don't know if he saw something, an opportunity, but he's still behind Wali at the moment, so very much working together. And Mlangeni was one of the first drivers actually to signal, let's work together, because it is about the long game.
And he's saying, listen, let's work together. And Muhammad Wali decided, no, listen, I'm not prepared to work with you. I need to get to the front. And he's moved to 3rd place now. And he's saying, right, guys, here we go. Elbows out again from Wali as he heads into turn 2. He definitely had a big look there, and Mlangeni had the door firmly shut in his face. But because they're fighting so hard, Matty Morale and Troy Snyman are disappearing at the front end. They're actually slowing each other up here, these 5 carts. They're not working together.
And it's definitely the opposite of what Mlangeni was calling for. Now it's gonna take a bit of maturity from one of them to decide to actually stop the battling and work a bit of pace up. Because
Ghazi has been look on the inside there. Oh, nearly touched wheels.
Yeah, very close.
It was very tight. Here you go. Muhammad Wali goes defensive. No answer from Mandla again. He comes up on the inside, but has to just follow suit. Gazi Motlika got a good drive. So did Jason McBeath. Look at McBeath diving left, right, and centre, trying to find a way through there on his 2 FA karting stablemates. Didn't quite get through though, and Jason McBeath now could be a big threat here. Jason McBeath diving on the inside of Gazi Motlika into turn 2. Motlika goes defensive, and Wally hits the front. Here comes Gazi Motlika. Through the bridge you can't go. No, not a chance.
Oh, jeez.
Under that tunnel you can't go 2 by 2. So they had to go line astern. So Mohammed Wali hangs on for now and tucks in, but he has got some big issues. Back to the front end. This is, of course, on the final lap, so that's why we're going back to Troy Snyman. Flag, he's taking the win there, Troy Snyman, from the back of the field to the front, showing that he has the class of this field and showing that he's got potential to be one of SA's top contenders in Italy at the Sarno World Finals. The 20th anniversary of those World Finals, remember? And in second place, a great drive from Matthew Morrell.
Were you happy with your race today? How did it go?
I was very happy. Never thought I could come from the back to the front. It was pretty stressful for us, but once I came to the top 3 in about the 5th lap, I was about quite happy with what I was doing. And I think I can keep it up for the next heats after that result, and I'll try to do my best.
Cool. And quite confident how things are going with the finals?
Very confident. After yesterday I had a disqualification, so put me back quite a lot, and hopefully we can make up for the points today. We just hopefully need that extra 1 or 2 points if we can just carry on holding the 1st position the whole way.
That is myself, Craig Maloney, the voice of choice, and alongside me, Prince Ndweni, as we get into Heat 3 now of Minimax. And it's the battle at the front expected between Matthew Morrell, Mohammed Wali, and Troy Snyman.
Yeah, we'll see if Morrell's a bit more able to feature in this heat more than the first.
We've got to start this time, yes, and it's all clear down into turn 1. Snyman takes the whole shot, hangs onto that inside line. This time he doesn't have to come from the back of the pack. Remember, he did have an issue yesterday and had to be sent to the back of the pack due to an infringement that he had with the cart being underweight and being disqualified. So he started from the back. This time he starts from the front. Starting from the front, with 15 carts behind him, no one really had an answer because he came from the back to win the second heat. Let's see whether or not there's going to be any answer coming out of the rest of this pack as McBeath has slotted up into second place. So Jason McBeath now trying to close things down and not allow Troy Snyman to get away. The same thing applies there to 519 Matthew Morrell, as you were speaking about him earlier on. Morrell in that barrel does not want to let Snyman get away.
Yeah, he was one of the first riders to start putting signals out. Okay, guys, the goal is long term. He's putting his hand out there. I saw him just before they went on to turn 2. He doesn't make a move on McBeath, but he's definitely on his rear bumper there. We'll see if he's able to stay with him and build up a bit of momentum going into the tighter sections. Maybe getting a good run in of momentum just as they come out the tunnel.
It's important to try and get that run out of the tunnel and in into the twisties, because the twisties is where things can be changed up dramatically.
Yeah, precisely.
And of course, we're going to be looking to see whether that's going to happen over the next couple of heats, because the next couple of heats are going to secure South African Championship. So you don't want to be throwing too many things away right now, making too many mistakes, letting drivers get away. Look at what's happening at the front end, because that is exactly what you do not want to happen in this part of the race.
Oh, geez. But Morrell's making sure to be very close to McBeath there. McBeath going extremely defensive, sort of sensing the danger very early on. But that is probably going to be a signal for what's to come for the next few laps. McBeath and Morrell are probably going to have a bit of a back and forth there, because McBeath not giving him any room whatsoever. So Morrell's going to have to find a way to maneuver around him.
Mohammed Wali, I'm concerned about, because this is a man who's already secured himself a ticket there, but he has to win the championship if he wants the seat.
Yeah.
Now, sitting down currently in 5th place is not where Mohammed Wali wants to be. But there is still a long way to go, because remember now we're into the 3rd heat of 4. It's now a 15-lap race as opposed to the 12-lap that we had in heat number 2. So 3 more laps to play with gives Wali 3 more laps to possibly get back to the front end.
At the moment, Wali is a holiday. He's going on holiday to Italy. He's not going to be racing there, so he wants to change that and get a racing seat. So we'll see a bit more aggressive racing and moves from him. There you go, the back and forth between Morrell and McBeath, as expected. Morrell coming out better this time around. We'll see what happens going into turn 2.
Jay McBeath tries to come back at him in turn, but he couldn't quite get there. McBeath had a big dive, but McBeath actually caught himself out. He went on a very defensive line, thought he saw what was going to happen from Matthew Morrell, and went the wrong way. Morrell made him pay for it, and Morrell now carries great corner speed out of the top or the bottom end of the circuit, now heading up through the twisties and up into potential half a cart length there, which might be enough drive to get him away from Jason McBeath and the rest of this pack.
What's interesting is coming out the tunnel, going down to the bottom there, your move there is very difficult to maneuver because you need momentum. And the results actually show when you're over close to the top of the hill. And you saw a prime example of that with Morrell getting a much better run than McBeath because of how he actually entered.
Wally on the inside as well. Sorry to jump in there. And he runs the 579 right off there. Mlungeni just having to take evasive action. And Gazi Motlaka tries to dive in there as well. So Gazi Motlaka nearly just capitalizing on a mistake that was made after being forced wide. It wasn't really a mistake. It was a bit of a forceful maneuver there from Muhammad Wali. But with that maneuver as well, you see Mika Abrams dive through too. So both Muhammad Wali and Mika Abrams capitalizing on the strong maneuver that was put in there by Muhammad Wali. Morrell currently looking over his shoulder and is concerned. That's why he's looking over. He knows that there's big pressure coming from McBeath, which means the championship is up for grabs here. And remember, second place sometimes in the championship is as important as first, because for whatever reason one of the championship winners can't go, you're already on the bubble and ready to go as the reserve driver for the World Finals.
Yeah, so it's not as set in stone that you're not going anywhere until literally the final flag is dropped. But just looking at Abrams over there, staying very close behind Wally, he's been able to keep with him in terms of pace. Bit of an improvement on his part because he didn't feature as much in the first heat as he has this time around. Morrell and the McBeath keeping it calm there, but I know McBeath has something up his sleeve. He seems to be lining up Morrell for a move perhaps in the next couple of laps, but we do have 5 laps to go, so it could still be a bit of a wait. But he seems to have taken the patience approach because he knows Morrell seems to be a good defender and he knows how to position the cart very well. So they're just taking advantage again of the momentum and trying to get as much pace as possible. Let's see if Wally is able to close the gap while these two seem to be dicing, actually.
It's dicing?
Yep.
In karting? Never heard of that. I've never heard of that, Prince. I don't know what you're talking about.
Especially not in this class, eh?
All right, we got 1 to go. And this is where it could count. Hello, look at Muhammad Wali's last lap. Maneuver through there over the line a little bit quicker from Muhammad Wali. Maybe he's decided, well, I've got a little bit extra in hand, I've got to keep the cards up my sleeve until the last lap. He goes defensive to keep out Mika Abrams. Abrams dives back, cuts back on the inside. Abrams now side by side going into the tunnel. That won't work. You'll have to find a line that gets him through line of stern. Has Mika Abrams got through? No, he hasn't. Defensive line coming from Muhammad Wali, and Wali will carry the speed and carry the momentum up the hill as well as he fends off the attack. But Troy Snyman has done it all right. This, if I'm not mistaken, no, it won't. It won't yet. He's nearly there. He's probably got one hand on the trophy right now. The unfortunate disqualification in heat number 1 would have unfortunately not allowed him to take the championship with this win. But it's another win there for Troy Snyman. A great drive for him. Matthew Morrell comes through for second place, and in third place it is Jason McBeath. But kind of petered out there a little bit. Not as exciting as what I expected it to be. I'm expecting the final heat to be a proper good one. So Snyman coming through there for his 10th win of the season. He wins out over Matthew Morrell. Jason McBeath comes through for a good third place, but a little comfortable maneuver there from Muhammad Wali in 4th. Mika Abrams in 5. It's Gazi Motlaka in 6th place, beating out Mlangeni. Ethan Steer is in 8th, ahead of Godfrey Malomani. And then it's Tyler Robertson making up the top 10 in your Minimax. We'll be back soon, and we're going straight into the Senior Max and Max 175s.
It was pretty good. Mohamed Wali finished 4th, which is an advantage for me to get more ahead in the championship. But I think he's still leading. It will be pretty close at the end. We'll just see how the points work out.
It was really tough with Matthew. We had a good dice and yeah.
The first lap, I didn't manage to get the whole shot. I thought I would. I ended up 3rd in the start, and then we just carried on from there. In 3rd, Jason defended, and we managed to get past him. And then I was under a lot of pressure from Jason, and we finished 2nd, and we defended,
as they come round to take up their positions now. Looking at the front row there, it is Morel on the outside of Troy Snyman. So Morel is sitting perfectly. 580 there, right behind Jason McBeath. That is the man who has to beat Morel if he wants to get third place in the championship, and he has to beat Mohammed Wali as well. So down into turn one they go. Good start yet again from Troy Snyman. Diving through there. What a move. And, a bit of touching and rubbing at the back end. That was not right. So Snyman leads out, and on his tail, it's Morel into second. He had to fend off the attentions of the 559 of Mika Abrams. Mika Abrams with one of his best start of the day, no doubt about it, up in the third. But he was looking at second place at one stage, and then McBeath on his tail looking for a chance to get through there. Mika Abrams not really involved in the front-end battle for this championship because he's down in 10th or 11th place overall in this championship for 2019. But Jason McBeath can't afford for him to be there. If he wants to try and catch Morel and close that 20-odd point gap down, 25-point gap down, he has to be ahead. And something has to go wrong with Matthew Morel. That's why Jason McBeath is pushing already so hard onto the tailpiece of Mika Abrams and watching for the attack coming from behind. And that's Mohammed Wali, who's just behind him in the championship to the tune of 5 points.
Jeez, it's going to be a tight one. And you can almost guarantee an attack from Wali because he's no slouch. He's definitely going to build up a bit of pace. It looks like McBeath is just within reach of one Mohammed Wali.
Mohammed Wali just dived through on Mika Abrams there. And McBeath goes with him.
Exactly.
And then Wali drops back slightly. So, it's just a bit of 3 and 4 there, and 3, 4, 5 having some funny games. Oh, McBeath through on Mika Abrams. Wali tried to go through, but Abrams saw him coming. Didn't give him any chance. And then all of a sudden, Ghazi Motlaka comes to join the party too.
Yeah, with enough dice, you always give the next guy in line a chance to actually catch up with you. So now they've got a bit of a train, a 4-car train going there.
Breaks and late braking coming out of McBeath. Even later braking coming out of Mohammed Wali, diving through on Mika Abrams and Ghazi Motlaka trying to go with him. And then just behind that, I think it's some Budla, if I'm not mistaken. Is that? No, it's not. It is. Mlangeni. Yeah, Mlangeni. I'll pick it up.
He had a bit of an off, didn't he? The earlier hit. Seems to have recovered nothing wrong with his cart.
So this one, of course, is the final heat of the day for these guys. A 15 lapper for Minimax. We've had 2 15 laps and a 12 lap yesterday, 12 lap today to start the proceedings. And now our 2 final heats are slightly longer ones. So now we need to take into account for the first time, I'm asking, is how well have these guys played with their tyres? Remember the mojo allocation that they get given, they're allowed to race on today, and they've got to try and nurse those tyres right to the end of the day and make sure that they've got enough rubber to play with, particularly when you're fighting for a championship, as these guys are.
McBeath must be fuming because Wally is heading up that 4-car train and he really needs to catch up to him. I don't see him as yet.
Oh, he's just ahead of him now, that's why. Just squeezed through there, just ahead of Mohammed Wali. Mohammed Wali just tucked into 4th place. McBeath in 3rd, and McBeath trying to close the gap down to the top 2 there of Snyman. But Snyman and Morel have got a slight advantage over the rest of this pack, and they have had almost all weekend. Snyman and Morel finishing 1 and 2. Snyman has already taken 2 wins today, looking for the 3rd victory in a row, and of course he's already secured the championship, so he knows he's got Minimax sorted for 2019. Godfrey Malamani has just been given the black and white flag, so he's definitely the man who's going to be in a bit of trouble.
Oh, I wonder what happened there. We missed that.
I don't know.
I'm going to try and catch up with him after the racing and see what happened. But he was a very frustrated young man. Obviously, no fault of his own with the previous incident at the previous heat. He said something happened. His clutch, the pins and the bolts that actually put the clutch together were actually all broken. So it was an issue that his team had to sort out just before he got on.
All right, so that's an easy thing to sort out, and will be sorted, I'm sure, for the next heat. But we're getting into the closing stages now. There is a lap and a half to go now for our leader. And he'll be basically looking to just finalise everything with the final win of the season and the championship, which is fantastic for Troy Snyman. Remember, he's heading off literally tomorrow. They were supposed to go today, actually. But due to the fact that he got disqualified yesterday, they had to stick around and try and sort out the rest of the day's racing. So he'll be leaving tomorrow, heading to Italy for 7 weeks of racing, back-to-back with a whole bunch of pre-World Final events, and then to the World Finals himself to represent South Africa in Minimax. So we wish him all the very best, and it's got to be an incredible season that is coming to a close here with only a lap to go.
Let's call him world beater, shall we? He's not a serious young man. There's Mohammed Wali parking the mother of all buses. I love saying that. That's exactly how he does it. I mean, when he goes defensive, you will know it.
Yeah, he does. He goes defensive 3 or 4 times, which you're actually not allowed to do. So you'll have to be very careful he doesn't do that too often, otherwise Gazi Motlika will have definitely some warrant in saying, hang on a second, you can move once, you can't move 3 times. Anyway, Troy Snyman coming up through the twisties for the last time, heading up over the XPS crossover. And once he comes into sight of the checkered flag, expect some big celebration from Snyman, because he has got a massive advantage over the second and third place cards there. And he's opened up a big enough margin to take the win and take the championship here at Zwartkops International Kart Circuit. Snyman wins out for Minimax. And that is a fantastic season coming to a close there for that young man. We wish him all the very best from everybody here in South Africa as he heads off to represent South Africa, first at some of the pre-World Finals and at the World Finals himself. Matthew Morrell in second place and Jason McBeath in third is exactly how this championship will end up as well. Snyman, Morrell and McBeath coming across the line for the top 3. And that brings us to the close of this part of our racing. The Minimax Championship is now sorted.
I feel amazing. I've never come this high in a national championship before. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
And what's your plans for next year?
I think next year I must definitely practice more, because I've only practiced like before races. So I need to practice more. I need more preparation, definitely.
I'm very happy of what I've accomplished for this whole season. I'm very happy for the drivers being like excellent while they drive. Very competitive. It wasn't easy. I just trained a lot. It was just that extra lap that I got more than them.